What's up, everybody? It's your boy Demetrius Frazier. We're back again for the Brown Liquor Sports Podcast. I'm joined by Lance Adams and the 59-year-old birthday boy, Ron White, in the building, man. Before we get to the point, Ron, how was your birthday, man?
It was excellent, man. It was excellent. But once again, you always get the age wrong, man. You always give me Lance's knees age.
I feel
we
like
always got to fix that. You got to fix that,
Lance,
man.
I feel like it's a 6, right? It's a 6 in first.
All
right?
I know is we had to record this podcast at 3 in the afternoon so Ron could get to bed on time. That's
Somebody
all.
had to hit the early
for y'all that
specials
don't
at
know,
Old Country Buffet.
That's where we're recording from Cracker Barrel right now.
Hey, look, at Cracker Barrel, we would love
a sponsorship
live.
This is true.
All right, before we get into it, I can't wait to talk to y'all about how Wemby is becoming the new Michael Jordan. But before we do that, let's get into our pour of the night. Ron, I think you got something special for us again.
I do. I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. Normally we be on our whiskey kick. I'm gonna switch it up because we gotta celebrate. We got something to celebrate about. Our pour is coming from Sincaro Tequila. It's a sipping tequila. A premium 100% Weber Blue Agave tequila, aged 24 to 48 months in Tennessee whiskey barrels. You know I gotta slide some whiskey in there somewhere.
Okay.
I was wondering because it's the Brown Liquor Sports Podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Create a complex, smooth spirit with notes of toasted oak, maple, dark chocolate, and dried fruits. So it's an añejo. So it is brown.
Okay.
It is brown.
It is brown. It's an añejo.
I was wondering.
And it's liquor. So drink up, fellas.
All right. So how is it, Ron?
It's very smooth to be a tequila. I tell you that.
Okay.
Very smooth. Very smooth.
Because normally you do 100 proof on Wednesday.
I mean, it's one of those days, man. You got to sometimes.
Hey, look, man. Power to you. If you can make it work and go to work without being, a little tipsy, that works for me, man. Listen, I want to tease y'all with something. We didn't talk about this prior to. Oh, what is this? Oh, what?
Somebody forgot the dress code for the podcast.
We're
today.
all
before he gets
wearing our Black Men Read attire.
Black Man Read hoodie.
I got the T-shirt.
Attire.
He's got the hoodie.
I got the hoodie.
I actually wore the hoodie to work today.
Well,
nice.
I'm gonna tell you why.
It had the T-shirt on under the hoodie. I was full Black Man Read today.
Because when we record these pods, we got to turn the fans off, and I know for a fact Ron's gonna be sweating about halfway through this.
Between the hoodie and that tequila.
And the tequila.
Ron, when I see the hat come off and he start doing this,
He gonna be looking like the meme of Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
He's sweating.
all right, Ron, don't be turning the fan on.
Hey, no,
we can hear that.
The video clips will be on IG
They will be on
and
IG.
YouTube.
The same way somebody,
Got injured last. You okay?
I've recovered.
You recovered? Good. Okay, good.
All right. Well, listen, the NBA just announced something that I think is going to take us back to an era that we enjoyed but hated. Do you guys remember when Michael Jordan was at his prime and he was dominating the league, and there was Michael Jordan, there was 3 teams chasing him, and there was a bunch of also-rans. With this NBA expansion, expanding out to even more teams, it looks like we're going to go to Vegas and Seattle.
Yeah.
Do you guys think that we will now end up in an era where we have even more teams at the bottom chasing after Wemby and Pippen, whoever his Pippen is? Do you think we'll get to that point where we just have a team that's at the top, some also-rans, and a bunch of bums? Are we headed that way?
I mean, are we not there now?
We got about 8 teams, right?
We don't have 8 teams.
We don't have 8?
No.
OKC,
Minnesota, Denver, the Spurs.
Okay, that's 4.
Yeah.
The other side. I'm saying we didn't have 8
I'm
NBA.
done. I said in the Celtics. 5.
That's
5.
Oh. So Ron, I think this is where he gets disrespectful. I think
There's
do you
5
think?
teams. There's 5 teams that win a championship.
he's saying there's 5. So that means he's not counting your Pistons. Mm-hmm. He's not counting my Knicks. He's definitely not counting his Bulls.
I mean, he's also has the other thing too is wherever that Greek freak goes this summer is going to change the trajectory of the NBA.
No, it's not.
Yeah, if he goes to Minnesota,
What-
it puts Minnesota.
What are they going
If
to
he
have
goes
to
to
trade?
Minnesota-
What are they going to have to trade to get him?
I mean, some picks, Julius Randle, McDaniels, and
If
something else.
that's all it took, that trade would have already been done. But
Money.
Let's get back.
Money.
Let's get,
Draft capital.
Let's get back on
Draft capital.
So Lance, with your thought process, I feel like you agree with me that we're going to get to even less teams.
Yeah, I
where
think
we have-
I think what you'll
gonna
see
spread it
is
out a little more.
you'll get a couple years, probably the first 2 years will kind of stay how it is. But then between the 2 extra teams and the new CBA, which really hamstrings teams from their ability to have multiple stars, having, you're going to go back to the dynamic duos. And that's really what you had in the 90s. You had dynamic duos.
That's it.
Yep.
And it was just
Yep.
what
There
duos
was no
the
third
best.
star.
It was
Nope.
Stockton and Malone. You had Shaq and Penny. You had Olajuwon and Drexler. You had Barkley and Kevin Johnson. Like you had 2, and you just had to have the right 2, and then had to have
build around it.
it, and that's what's going to happen. And the teams that embrace that model sooner than later are going to be the teams that are going to take off. The teams that try to hold on, they're going to be championship or bust teams. So I will say, like, if Minnesota is like, look, we're getting rid of Gobert, we're just going to try to keep Naz Reid, and everybody else can go. And we're going to have Naz Reid as our Horace Grant or our Dennis Rodman, our third player, our Tony Kukoc, whatever. And then we have Jordan and Pippen as Ant and Giannis.
Yeah.
Then they're going to be there. But if you have teams like Denver, you have teams like San Antonio, and San Antonio is the outlier because their team is so young and their contracts are locked in, they've probably got 5 years before they have to make those decisions.
Right.
So the
And
downside
they could be a place where somebody goes
Yeah.
to add in, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
So the downside is if Minnesota commits to it too early, they actually drain their team before everybody else, and they take that step back, and potentially by the time everybody else takes a step back, is Giannis still going to be the guy to carry it? That's the gamble.
because you got players on teams, and the Bucks are an example. You got players on teams that are a great player, but they have nothing else around them that makes them championship competitor, right? So you got Houston, they got players, good players, but they're not a player away. They're not a year away from becoming a NBA contender.
I disagree.
You
with
have
they're a
Golden
point
State.
guard. They're a point guard away.
You think they're a point guard away?
They're a point guard away.
Have y'all seen Durant play lately?
No, I don't.
I'm only watching him because I have a sleeper league and I'm trying to get out of the first round.
First round. It's the playoffs?
yes, it is,
You
yes.
haven't
Who do I
figured
play?
this
Yes.
out because you're out.
At home.
You're already on your March
The
Madness
couch.
pool.
Oh,
Yeah.
But he has seemingly, it feels like
Reed
kinda
Shepard
coasted.
did numbers for me.
He's coasting out. I feel like he's done. This may be
Swan
his
song
last
time.
hurrah.
I think he's coasting because he can't win it this year, so he's
He
not
cannot.
going to
Not with that team.
overexert
He
himself.
exerted himself.
But I do think, legitimately, they're a point guard away. The problem is there's no available point guard out there.
And you're talking about let me just be clear, because we got a topic around point guards, and this is going to be part of that discussion. But when you say point guard, you're talking about a facilitating point guard or a scoring point guard?
I mean, in today's NBA, you have to be both. But I think facilitating is most important to them. But you also have to be a threat. You don't have to be a 20-point guy, but you can't be a I
You
can
gotta
leave
be
him
able to
open
knock
guy.
down a
Yeah,
shot.
you need
Right.
a
Yeah, it's not like you can make them go underneath the screen. You can't say you got to be a floor general, and then you also got to knock down a few shots.
They need a
BJ Armstrong.
Yeah, I think they need more than that. They need a 15-8 guy that's not a liability on defense.
So when Fred VanVleet comes back next year,
Yeah, but like it could
Yeah.
be Fred VanVleet. Like
Fred VanVleet
If
comes
he
back
comes
next year,
back
yeah.
healthy,
pre-injury.
Yeah.
pre-injury.
level.
Yeah.
I feel
I mean, I think you could. I agree with Lance. Unfortunately, with the parity aspect, I think we're going to get a lot of that. I'm going to take a small little take. I also think this expansion, if it's proven one little fact with some of these younger teams that have had recent success in the NBA, I think you're going to see little veterans holding on a little bit longer. Because now with the development, you're going to need your G Leagues to be able to develop younger guys into these pools to try to find that number 3 as a cheaper option. Because like look at OKC for an example. They got 3 guys they paid. Shea is going to make a boatload of money with his new extension. They paid Chet. They gave him his Supermax. And they also paid J-Dub. Unfortunately, between Chet and J-Dub, one of them might have to go. They're going to try their best to build around them if they can. But like with the CBA and the cap, it's going to be interesting to see what they do, especially when Shea makes 75 million.
First-round picks.
They do. And they're moving around.
All they have to do is either use them and hit like they've been hitting, and now you have cheap labor, or trade them for a number 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 that's relatively cheap.
But they also been hitting in there.
Are not their picks.
No, they're not their picks. Utah, stuff like that. They've been hitting on a lot of other guys too. They've been developing, like Isaiah Joe, Cason Wallace, guys like that. So they've been hitting on a lot of developmental guys.
I think OKC is expansion and CBA proof. I think
like they can lose players and still.
Yeah, like they can lose players, trade. Because think about it, if they trade one of them, guess what they're getting? They're getting multiple first-round picks, or they're getting somebody else. And their history, Sam Presti, he's making good decisions.
Mm-hmm.
So
and some of those players, and this is not enough for this episode, but some of those players are not as good as they are performing. They're in a really good system. Yep. They play well. They play up. And those guys have fell right into the role that they're needed to be in, right? So they're not trying to be a superstar in a role where they're not there. Speaking of superstars, the Beard is in Cleveland, and he's doing the same thing he always does. Gets paid big checks.
Put up numbers in the regular season.
Regular season, right? But it got me to thinking about a beard. And we have beards.
Well, at least 2 of
us.
So
one,
real ones.
I wanted to, before I ask you the big question, how long have you had your beard? Do you remember?
So for me,
when it first started?
I have a very long beard. Is the question how long I've had, like just a beard on the chin, or how long have I been growing it out?
How long have you had something that connected from here to here? Like
okay. So
and
for y'all that can't see, it's saying from the ear to the chin, all the way down
to the chin.
I am going on 19 years.
Ron,
since I was 22.
How long have you had a beard?
Fully connect, I would say probably in the last 10.
Okay. And you were trying to connect for 3 years additional to that, right?
Yeah.
Like every man had. I would say I'm probably around that same time. Do you remember when you, like, life before the beard? Do you actually remember those days?
Yeah.
I do remember those days.
What was it like? Because I honestly don't remember. It's been...
a lot of do-rag, not with the flap hanging out.
A lot of do-rags. I had hair then. And for people that it seems like a lifetime ago, I had waves. It was 360.
No beard on the face.
No beard,
but hair on the top of your head.
Hair,
and a little milk stash.
Yeah. I want to say my pre-beard days was early career. And I was concerned, like, having too much facial hair would be seen as professional.
Yep, I remember.
I remember having a mustache, the little goatee.
I've seen the pictures.
But all of that was, like, trimmed down.
Yep, same.
I don't think it was much.
It was like, it was so low, like, a comb would do nothing.
Yeah, this was definitely brush.
Yeah.
This was no comb.
It was like the Fu Manchu. You had that connecting from the beard to the chin.
I didn't do the Fu Manchu.
And then you had the 360 waves, a lot of 360 wave grease. You know, you kept brushes everywhere.
Yes.
My beard there was nothing getting caught in the beard.
No. Could eat whatever I wanted.
Maybe a lint ball on the top. That was it. So if it's been that long, and both of you have been in long-term relationships, if you decided to go back in time and trim that bad boy off for whatever reason, would your wife sign off on the permanent disposal of your beard?
My wife would sign off on the divorce paperwork immediately, because she has told me. She has told me, and I know everybody can't see us, but if I cut my beard to your length, Demetrius, yeah, I'm on thin ice. If I cut it to Ron's, I gotta pack my bags and go. She straight up told me if
But
I
this is
cut
like
my
at least
beard,
an inch depth on the chin. You can't even do that.
She told me if I cut my beard, it's a wrap. And I asked her, I told her when you met me, I had the lower beard. It was like Ron's. It was lower. It was clean. I felt like I was young. So I asked her, I said, when you met me, was I ugly? Because you're telling me I can't go back to that. And she changed the subject.
Uh-oh.
So I
Bruh,
think
you don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to.
Look, my wife basically said you had, your charisma. You had a great personality.
You were a funny guy.
Funny guy.
Well, at least she's honest.
Yeah.
Okay, Ron. I mean, if I was to ask,
it's just
Mrs.
gonna be
Wyatt,
jokes. It's jokes all day. It's just like, all right, what's up, baby bottom? This, that, and the third. What you gonna do? It's all type of jokes. Hey, are you 19? Are you grown? Can we see some ID? Can you come upstairs? I mean, it's one of them type of things where
we don't need to see
it's
ID
all type of drinks.
for you. We don't need.
Yes, you do.
Show your AARP card.
Nah, man. But I'm just saying, like, it's one of those things. Nah, man. It's no.
I can't do it either. I actually cut it off because sometimes it gets a little split hairs
Scraggly.
and all that stuff, scraggly. And I cut it where it was like low,
Yeah.
real low, the whole way around, but it was still even. She was like, "Why? What are we doing here?" And she had that tone where it was like, I got to answer carefully, because if I even hint that this is permanent, I'm not. We're adults here, right?
Yeah.
I'm not getting into that night. All of a sudden, my attractiveness went down the drain with the hairs. Like it was on. It was off, I should say. Probably a better term. I just I felt like I was handsome back then, though.
But what our wives are telling us
My wives are telling us
is that we
like,
weren't.
I married you to make you handsome, and the beard was part of it.
I saw potential.
I saw potential of a beard growing
That's
there.
it.
And they knew, apparently back then, that eventually it would connect. Because it wasn't connected back then.
And no chin strap. Nah.
One of the reasons I had a goatee, because I couldn't get the daggone thing to grow.
Just the patches like mid cheek is not it.
Yes.
But I'll tell everybody, if you're thinking of growing a beard, you just got to get through the itchy phase. Like when you first start growing it gets itchy. You just gotta keep brushing it, wash it at least once a week, and keep brushing it. Put some juices and berries in it. You gotta thug it out. Once you get on the other side of the itchy phase,
Oh, it's perfect.
It's perfect.
You're there.
It's soft, right?
Yep.
I would say the other thing that we got to get over, and this is probably very much single days, is we were putting anything on our face. Like as far as like cleansers and whatever. Like I was using like those manly body washes.
on
Like,
your
they
face.
smell good.
Ooh.
No, like on my body.
Oh,
And then I didn't have a facial cleanser. I just had soap. But now I got like a four-step beard routine. Like it's a very different phase from where I am now. And I would say that's probably one of the things that's changed because of marriage. So I'm actually giving her credit for.
my beard routine is wash at least once a week. I usually do about once a week. I do a leave-in conditioner.
Yes, whatever. Did you know what a leave-in conditioner was back then?
No.
So then I
hell
wash.
the leave-in?
What is this?
I wash that out, right? And then the other day, for anybody looking at video, for anything we post, I actually have blow dried my beard. It's that long. I blow dried my beard. Then I go with the beard balm. Then I pick it back out, and then I go with the beard oil.
Right.
That's my routine. Now I don't blow dry much. Maybe once a month. because I don't want it too dry, and I don't always want it this long. That's my
And it's been longer.
Yeah.
It's been
Than
longer.
what you got there. Ron, what's your routine, man? What you got?
Very similar. I think my issue is I'm one of the ones that stay in the mirror, try to like line it up, make sure it stays in that area to try to like, okay, let's get it here, try to keep the stragglies out.
You don't want it to grow up towards your eyeballs?
No, you don't want it to grow to you. You get that random hairball that's up by your eyeball. You always got to do that type of thing. And then also, too, it's like you go through those phases. Like in the wintertime, you just let it woof out.
Yeah.
And then, and sometimes in the summer when it gets too hot, you always want to kind of maybe try to trim it down. Like, hey, listen, let me try to.
And that's when
try to trim this down.
That's when I get in trouble.
Yeah.
Every
But-
summer I get in trouble.
Every summer. And you do the same thing, like you said, Lance. You got to wash it. You got the beard wash.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You got the
I'm not
the beard
using
wash.
like hair shampoo.
No.
Yeah.
It's beard wash. You
Beard
got to invest into some beard wash. You got to get that leave-in conditioner, like you mentioned. You got to have the moisturizer, and then also the balm, and then it also helps with the overall growth.
Yeah.
As well too.
And if you go to a hotel, using their
don't
shampoos
you.
and conditioners, man. That stuff ain't made for your beard.
No, it's
Black
not made
man.
for your beard. No. And then
Don't
also,
do it.
too, I'm going to say this right now. If you over 30 and you ain't got a Doppler kit, something is wrong with you. And especially if you travel. Okay? If you don't have, men, if you don't have a traveling Doppler kit to put your men's toiletries in,
I got three
When
or
you
four.
go to
of them.
travel.
I got 3 or 4 of them.
it's an issue.
Hey, look, man. All right, this is where y'all can take my man card if you want. I've been trying to get through security faster.
You got the
So
Ziploc
I've been
bag.
like-
You got the
the man-
Ziploc bag. You got the
Oh.
Ziploc bag.
I got the roller bag with the Ziploc. I'm like, what can fit in here? I was actually taking these like small little tubes and vials and putting oil in. I was like, how many drops
Can you get it there?
for a 3-day trip? And I'm sitting there because I got to get under the 3 ounces, man. I'm sorry, Ron. Usually when I come home, I gotta like deep cleanse.
Yeah.
Because I ain't got enough. That's the only time I don't travel as much. That's why the
I
beard's
can't
growing
lie.
back.
I've done the Ziploc bag too.
I've done this.
I
we all
try to
done
do
the
my
Ziploc.
nice toiletry bag, but it's the easiest thing to save space and still
True.
accomplish your goal.
And not check a bag.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't believe in checking bags. So if I gotta
You
check a
when
bag,
you
I
got
don't need to go.
too much stuff in there and it gets big, you gotta check it. So that's why I don't do it. But anyway, that's the only time, Ron.
Hey, man.
Don't take the man card.
No.
All right. Speaking of man card, you said it with your chest that Michigan was going to win the NCAA men's tournament.
Yes,
And
sir.
so at this point now, you have filled out your bracket, right?
Yes, sir.
And if I was to look at your bracket, there should be a big gold M towards your winner, right? Before we get down to what your winner is, because I think we know who you picked, let's get to the bracket. Brackets are now out. The first 4 in have played by the time you hear this. And we now have our full field. So let's start with one of the things that was big topic of conversation, which was that Duke was the overall number 1 for the tournament. And they got, reportedly, allegedly, the worst and hardest region. Do you guys agree with that assessment? And 2, what do you think that does for them as a team going forward through the tournament?
I agree. It's the hardest bracket, but I have Duke going further than I've had them going in the last 5 years. I have them going to the Sweet 16.
Got them going Sweet 16. So you think, so Duke plays Siena in the first round. They play the winner of TCU, Ohio State, and then they go on to play. If they play the top seed at that point, they'll play Kansas, which is Peterson. I think it's the freshman
Yep.
that's on that team.
Yep.
So you got them getting all the way to the Sweet 16 to play, hopefully, well, it looks like in this case, maybe a 4 or 5 seed.
Yep.
Ron,
I got them
what you
losing
think
to
of that
St.
region?
John's.
I like that region. I think it's going to definitely, challenge Duke. I actually have them in my Final Four.
Okay.
I have them going that far. I think it's also going to, it's the farthest I picked them to do in a long time. I do believe in their nucleus of their team. I think they're going to be very battle tested by the time they get there. from that perspective.
So you don't think? So one, do you think it is? You think it is the hardest bracket? But you
No,
don't
I
think
definitely
it will,
agree it's the hardest
it will
bracket.
slow them down to getting to what their ultimate goal is.
There's going to be a couple of challenge games, but I do have them making it through. Maybe one overtime game and they'll pull it through, but I definitely see them pulling through and getting to the Final Four.
Yeah, I've watched a few games with Duke just to be curious because I wanted to see all the freshmen that they've been hyping up. So it's them, Devonta, Peterson, a couple other guys. I wanted to see how they actually played in the leagues. I wanted to see how they played in their like big games. So, you get a chance to see them online. It looks like Boozer is one of the real deal players, maybe not the best in the class, but he is actually a really good, solid
player.
Leader.
Yes.
On the field, on the court,
in college,
and so it may not be as big of a deal. So, with that said, do you guys have any major upsets in any of the regions, even if it's not in the East?
Yeah, I've got one. This one's a little personal. My cousin coaches for them, so I got Akron, Ohio, the Zips. 12 over a 5 because you always get a 12 over a 5. So I got
Somewhere
them beating Texas Tech.
Yeah.
I got them taking out Texas Tech in round 1. I think that's my overall big upset in the first round.
Ooh.
Lance, what you got, man?
First,
you don't have. Do you have the Zips?
I do have the Zips, but
Yeah, both have the Zips.
That is not.
Shout out to the Zips.
That is not my biggest upset.
Okay, so you got somebody higher than the 12 seed?
No, but I have somebody
sorry.
beating somebody higher than the 3 seed, higher than the 5 seed. I have South Florida.
South Florida. Which
11 seed.
region is that?
They're in the East. I have it zoomed out. Hold on. They're in the East.
Yes, the East.
I have South
Florida.
Florida beating Michigan State in the second round.
Oh, I can stand behind
Second
that
round.
one.
Yeah,
Take out little brother. Yeah, take out little brother. I can stand behind that. Yes.
If South like Minnesota College was playing Michigan
Now,
State, you would still
with
want
an
them to win.
asterisk. I've never seen South Florida play basketball.
So hold on. If you took your best bracket, how much work do you typically put in the best results you've ever had?
So
I feel like the least amount of games you watch leads to the best results on your bracket.
It was a couple years ago. We were on ESPN, and I was in the 98th percentile. And I had probably watched a total of 50 minutes of basketball and spent 4 minutes filling out my bracket. If I were to put the data in, there's a definite correlation. It is a negative correlation. The more time you spend, the worse the results.
You
The less
overanalyze
time
it,
you
man.
spend, it's like just go with your gut and go.
You're like this guard right here is going to lock down this guy because he's got a longer finger than the other
I've definitely
one.
been like, well, their guards can score, but their guards are 6'1" and 6'3". The other team's guards are 6'5" and 6'7". They're
be the
wingspan. They're not going to be able to get shots off. And then
Nope.
the two small guards combine for like 55 points, and they win by 20
Like
because
them
they're
up.
just lights out.
And I'm assuming that wasn't the year that Virginia lost as a 1 seed.
No, I think it was the year after when they won the championship.
When they won the championship.
Yeah, I think it was that
All right.
year.
All right, my big upset, and this is shout out to the local team. I'm being a homer right now. I got VCU in the South bracket, not only beating North Carolina?
Yep, I got to
And
beat
North
them.
Carolina in the first round, so 11 beating the 6. I also got them beating Illinois in the second round, so beating the number 3 team in their region to then get into the Sweet 16.
So we got two
shout out
11
to
over
the VCU
threes.
Rams, local to us here.
Yeah.
But I got them going to the Sweet 16.
I wanted to. I picked them to beat Carolina. I couldn't
Yeah,
pick
I got
them.
beating
I
Carolina.
couldn't pick them over
not
Illinois.
Illinois.
But
I think Illinois.
I mean, for the home
Hey,
team,
they might,
I hope
Illinois
I'm wrong.
might lose the pen first round, and then we won't even have this conversation. Right? All right, but listen. So with that said, who wants to go first and reveal their final 4 teams? Go region by region if you don't mind. So Ron, let's put you up first, so that way you can't change it and put Michigan State in the final 4.
Let's see. In the East, I've got Duke,
Duke in the
Florida,
East.
in the South.
Florida in the South.
South, Michigan,
In the Midwest.
Michigan in the West.
and
No, Michigan in the Midwest.
Yeah.
the Midwest. And who the had any last? Purdue.
Purdue. So you got a 2, a 1,
And 3 1s. Yep.
and 3 1s. All right.
Yeah.
Way to go out on a limb there, Ron.
It's top heavy in college basketball right now this year. So
All right. It almost never works out that way. But who can predict a 1 losing, second round or third round? All right, Lance, what you got?
I also went 3 1s and a 2. I went
Same
pretty
3
chalk.
1s and a 2?
Definitely not. In the East.
All right, so East.
I got UConn.
You got UConn. That's your 2.
Yep. And
South?
South Florida, Midwest,
Florida.
Michigan, West, Arizona.
So West was Arizona. Okay.
the
And
other
then
ones.
you got Michigan. Is that what you said?
Yes. I kept trying to find teams for them to lose to.
Oh, we know you are.
But
we know.
I guess I didn't pick the right teams that I thought could beat Michigan, and I should have done my bracket just on that. Just pick teams to win. That
I thought
think
that's what
could
you
beat
normally do.
Michigan.
Yeah.
I ain't put enough thought into it, which means my bracket's good.
Well, guess what, Lance? I did that work for you. I picked somebody to beat Michigan. I got first. Well, I think we all agreed Duke coming out of the East,
No, I picked UConn.
except for you.
You got UConn.
He got UConn. We're not gonna listen to that. I got Duke out of the East. Got Florida out of the South. I picked Purdue to come out of the West, and then I picked Iowa State
Yeah.
to come out of the Midwest, playing Michigan in that regional final. So 1 versus 2, and I got Iowa State. If I had to pick a score, I think it's going to be close. That's the only way you're going to be able to beat Michigan. You're not going to blow them out. Michigan has a road which includes to play in the 16 Howard, which I had to play in for the first 4 in. You got Michigan versus the winner of St. Louis and Georgia. I think that's an easy bucket.
Yep.
And then they got to play someone who came through maybe the 4 or 5, Texas Tech and Alabama. Both teams have holes.
And
Alabama
Alabama's
being
missing their
Missing-
best player
yeah.
because he wanted to move
Alabama
that dope.
shouldn't make it to the Michigan game.
Yeah.
So you assume if Chalk wins, Texas Tech gets there, they can beat Texas Tech. I think the first time that they will get it tested will be in the regional final.
I
And
agree.
I think that'll be the letdown. But you hear that analysis? That took all of 3 minutes. So this is how much time I put into that region bracket.
Ooh, if you
but
put
listen,
3
I
minutes
think-
into that bracket, to that region, you're putting way too
5
much
minutes
time.
total.
5 minutes
I
total.
put 3
Okay.
minutes into 1 and 5 minutes total.
Okay, never mind. You balanced it back out because I'm like, if there's
balanced it
3
back
minutes
out.
everywhere, whoo,
I
you
didn't think-
overanalyzing
no.
it.
I haven't seen all these teams play. How many times do we get to see St. Mary's or
Right.
Gonzaga play? Right, we don't get to see that. I think it's going to be a good tournament, mostly because everybody's eyes are going to be on the freshmen. I think eyes are going to be on these top teams, and I think these teams. I think we're going to see. I think we're all going to be wrong, and that we're not going to have. I don't think we're going to have 2 1s.
If we're all wrong, I'm okay with that. If I'm wrong, I'm not.
Well, of course. You don't want to have to eat any more well-done steaks. or anything
Steaks.
like that.
Oh, speaking
So-
of, what
so-
is the bet on
So, Ron, what's the bet?
the bracket?
We got a bet on this one?
What's the bet on the bracket?
What's the bet? I thought it was the who's got the most right. We
Yeah,
doing
but
we doing
what
that.
is
gonna
the
be
bet?
score.
What is
Score
the bet?
based.
Okay.
We can come back to that. We can come back to that.
We can come back to that.
All right, Ron, I'm putting you on the hook.
Okay.
The clock is on. By the end
All
of
right.
this podcast, before we close, you got to have a bet. I feel like you're devious like that. You're going to come up with something that's going to make us really bad. All right.
It
So
can't
look.
include cutting the beard.
No. Well, clearly, we all want to stay married. Actually, Lance has a 3rd floor. Ron, you could just sleep over there. I think it's got a bed. Like, does it have a bed up there?
It's got a bedroom. I'm in it right
Oh,
now.
it's got a bedroom.
But I got a weight bench and a desk.
Ron hasn't slept on the floor in decades. So I don't think Ron's going to start now.
I got a nice soft putting green in here you can sleep on.
Well, look, we had some other things happening, and this one I'm super excited about. I'm super excited that the WNBA now as a CBA. And
Yes.
are we not happy about this?
Yes, we are.
Lance is over there brushing the beard. I don't know what's happening right now.
I'm happy for the
Are you not happy?
WNBA. I'm not happy because I was wrong. I didn't think they'd get it done.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's
your
true.
foolish pride got to move to the side, sir. We have an agreement. We're gonna have WNBA basketball.
It's
We
about
had
to
some
be
already
chaos
with
in the next
Unrivaled.
week.
What's that, Ron?
It's about to be chaos in the next week.
All these free agents flying everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's team gonna be good, which I think that's a good thing. They're gonna get paid more. They're gonna be happier. I'm ecstatic that they held their line. So, Ron, Lance, what do you guys think about this new CBA? What things stuck out to you?
The new Supermax. I love the cap went up drastically. So I think $7 million now is the total cap for each
Total
team.
cap. Yep.
First Supermax player is $1.4 million. So Asia Wilson, come on down, come get your first Supermax
Go
because
with
she's
that
a
shit.
free agent. So might as well. If the Aces don't do that day one of free agency, they're idiots.
That deal's already
They should
done.
already have that.
They were just
draft.
waiting for the number to put in.
Yeah, they was waiting for the
Just be
number.
a blank, and they just gonna scribble in a number.
I love it. I love it. And I also love the fact of how like a lot of the top players strategically set up their contracts so when this new CBA was signed that they were going to be able to get to reap the benefits immediately, especially some of the ones that's probably their last contract in the W. I definitely really like that functionality that's going to be able to help
Wait.
them out.
Who are you saying is the last contract?
Maybe Breonna Stewart.
Yeah, I was about to say Bree, Stewie.
Probably her for sure. I could definitely see that. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what those numbers come out. I think she might be the biggest one on the move into another team, possibly.
Who's
so
that? Asia?
no, Breonna Stewart.
Brianna. Okay.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what's going to happen, but I really love this so far, everything that's going out. So I really hope it gets the same traction. I want to see the same, like, I know we didn't got Woj no more, but we got the other guy. I really hope
Shams.
that Shams, I'm not, Shams, I hope we get somebody on the female side. Shelbourne could be like the Shams of the W and break all the announcements. I think that would be kind of cool for free agency, but I really love this.
I mean, I'm gonna let Lance go, but if LaChina Robinson calls all of the new moves, I'll be fine.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
leave it
it.
at that.
On the surface, what's been revealed, I love the deal. And I do want to say the one thing I said, if a deal gets done, is the league would have to cave. And from the numbers, they did. What I would also like to see come out is the other things behind it. The travel, what's happening there, what's happening with, are they still providing apartments? Are they like, what is all of the quality of life things going
Improvements,
on? The training, things of that nature. Is this going to hold up expansion at all? Is that going to get put on the back burner? Are they not going to expand as many teams? I want to see how those things also shake out. The numbers, what's been announced, I love it. Are they going to get more injury spots? Are they going to expand the rosters? I think they're taking care of the players at the top. I think they're taking care of players in the middle. I think it's to be determined if they are taking care of the rank and file end of roster players that need not just the money, but the roster spots, the opportunity, the travel, the families, the places, like those things as well. I got a feeling some of those things got cut.
Yeah,
I
mean,
also wanna-
I think in
oh.
negotiation, you got to give up something,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But here's where I think, to your point about the other people, the bottom third, if you would.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see some rookies get more time on the court than they would have gotten in the previous one, because you're going to have more slots, more expansion, more IR slots, whatever, even more teams. And we've seen rookies that come in, like, hey, they were great in college. They get drafted, go to this team. It's like, are they even on the team? Because we don't get to see them as much on the court. And we've had enough players that have been top-notch talent, not get enough burn, and then they just go off into obscurity. But when they do get that shot, like Veronica Burton is our example. She went over to the Golden State franchise, and she did
Valkyrie.
She did great, but she wouldn't have gotten that shot if she stayed in under some top guard who's a veteran that doesn't come off the court. The other thing about the women, especially the top players, they don't seem to they play all the minutes, right? So it's not like a lot of burn for other players to come in and spell them. So I think this is going to be great. I think expansion for 2 more teams kind of works. It doesn't work as well in the NBA because I already have 30 plus. Then if you do it with the WNBA, I think you can handle 2 more teams with the level of talent that's out there for the women.
I know Detroit and I think Toronto got already announced. 27, I think 27, 28. So I think those are pretty much a go. I know Nashville's been teetering out there with that concept and that idea. So I'm serious. I agree with that. I know they want to get to 20 teams by time is that. But what I also want to see too is I want to see the length of this CBA. Because I think the next thing is they got 20%, and correct me if I'm wrong, of basketball-related income. And I want to see if this is a short-term CBA, whereas they gave up, the league had to take a bet. Because when that new TV contract comes in, this is going to look like a steal for them, figuratively, what they're getting paid compared to the overall revenue that's coming in. So they took a gamble now. Once that revenue starts to flow in, I'm sure there's some some bylaws, some changes will be done and rectified, but this would be a nice starting point to start to expand upon for the next CBA.
Well, remember the salary cap is tied to the revenue. The revenue goes up, salary cap goes up.
So here's Ron. Here's what the Players Association actually said though, with their negotiations by staying in the game this long. They actually said, "Try me." Right. If we get to negotiation again and you making all this money and you're not sharing with us, okay. We'll burn this motherfucker down.
Yeah.
Because they actually took this very close to the brink of not having a season.
And Unrivaled was sitting there like, hey, we made 40 million that quick. What do you think we could do with a full season?
Facts.
Try me.
Try me.
Right.
The next announcement. No, they don't.
does not have that. They don't have this alternative league that would get them the level of money because they've been in the game much longer.
Too long.
So you can't do it.
I want to circle back real quick. You're talking about rookies. There was a rookie that won Rookie of the Year in 2020. Crystal Dangerfield from Minnesota. And she was cut in 2022.
Yeah.
She was cut. She was out of the league. She got picked up. Fever, Liberty. I think she plays for Atlanta now. But she won Rookie of the Year, played one more season, and they didn't trade her. They cut her. That's
there was no place to trade her to.
That's what's been crazy about the WNBA.
Yeah.
So
and Dangerfield was UConn.
I think
that's what she played in college.
Yeah.
So she can play at the high stage, and then she proved it when she came in the first year in the league. I think it's going to be good. I look forward to, expansion. I think Detroit getting a franchise, Toronto getting a franchise, Nashville getting a franchise makes sense. You got a lot of markets that make sense for expansion. They're not at the point where they're like stretching.
Right.
All right. Now you're like in North Dakota. That's a big
Houston's
market.
been rumored to try to come back, bring the Comets back. They're trying to get the name and the IP from that, which makes the most sense. I mean, the most winningest franchise in the history of the sport. They should try to bring them back. I'm curious on the next domino. When are we getting Kathy, I forgot her last name, is relieved of her duties?
I think she could be fine.
Oh.
You remember they were calling for, what's the dude for the NFL?
Gerdell?
They were calling for his head too.
Yeah, but
my man's still dapping up linemen on the draft stage.
But your top player called you out, and they have critical information.
Goodell too. Didn't go. Who was in charge when CTE was like
Goodell?
Goodell.
Yeah.
That man had a anchor on his neck. They were like, the whole league should just fold because we're killing people. That's still the highest thing. Now, mind you, there's a lot more money involved, and the NFL has just continually grown more money, I think she'll be fine. I think they just need to work that out. Maybe they need to go in the room, punch it out, do what they got to do.
Oh, Fee would
I think
definitely
she'll
do
be
that.
fine.
Yeah. We'll see. I vote Swin Cash, but that's no here nor there.
Swin Cash. Swin don't want that. And well, actually, I don't even think it's Swin. I think it'll be the
Cheryl
the
Miller.
owners want her.
Do the owners want her? Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
Swin will be more no nonsense and probably lean a little bit towards the player side. And the commissioner is almost never that. Commissioner is more of a I respect and I represent what the owners want.
Because they got a perfect players association rep, boy.
Yeah, they're fine on the player side,
Yeah.
but I don't think she'll be. I don't think she'll be allowed to be the commissioner. But that's what it is. Anything else you want to put on that, Lance? You good? Got any more stats? You call you stat man for now. Speaking of stats, everybody keeps pulling out this stat about how Judge did in the WBC, and I'm getting tired of it. First of all, we know Judge strikes out. he actually is doing the same thing.
He is who he thought he
Very
was.
consistent. Huh?
He is who we thought he was.
Since when did we thought that he was like all of a sudden Tony Gwynn? But anyway, the WBC is now completed, and the United States did not win again. What do you guys think? Did you watch it? Did
Yes.
you care?
No.
Yep.
And what do you think about the U.S. and its role in playing in the WBC?
So first off, I don't think the U.S. lost because Donald Trump said we're going to be in charge of Venezuela. I think this is all just a plan to spin it. U.S. technically won because the U.S. controls Venezuela.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
So this is like
okay.
another state, and the state won.
State.
So technically,
Technically, you know, it's like if Puerto Rico won. Technically, America
Gotcha.
won. But all jokes aside, we only care when we win. And I think we talked about this before. As soon as we lose, we stopped caring. Nobody cares. People listening, they don't care. They don't care. We lost. We don't care.
right?
It's not the
It's
World
only an
Series.
event if we win.
Yeah. You know what we care about now? Olympic hockey.
Oh yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Because we won.
Because we won. We won. Yeah.
First time since 1980. First time we've cared since 1980.
First time.
I'm waiting for us to have our like dream team moment with the WBC, man. Like we
Don't
the GMs
have.
were calling.
We don't have
the
the
GMs
best
were
players.
calling the manager and be like,
Yeah.
"You can't use this player
Yep.
for the ninth inning because unless it's a save situation." Ron, who was the coach of the first dream team?
Chuck Daly.
Chuck Daly.
Chuck Daly. If Chuck
Yep.
Daly had got a call that said, "Hey, Chuck, you can't use this player for too many minutes," what would Chuck have said? And what would the player have said to that call?
Shut the F up.
Yep.
I think
I'm
he
not
would've
coming
said
back. Yeah.
Shut the
A
F
lot
up.
of F
lot of F bombs. Yeah.
that's how I know we're not taking this seriously.
Nope.
This is we thought we could just roll in there playing at 75, 60% level,
Yep.
and all of a sudden we win. We got who's the Scooble and Skins and we got Judge and we got Harper, and all they need to do is swing the bat because for sure it's gonna go out the park every time. And you got Venezuela and you got Italy playing like
Italy.
God said y'all
Yep.
gonna win.
Yep.
And they played their hearts out, and we're like,
I mean, it's
good.
basically
We'll be
spring
fine.
training. It's basically
Spring
spring
training.
training.
Yeah. It's basically.
and now they're
But-
trying to like figure out, well, what if we put it during the All-Star break? And what if we do this? No, the minute y'all actually take this seriously, you will probably win. But
Because
that
in the sports that we have professional leagues, the professional leagues matter more. The only thing where these other tournaments matter are the Olympics, like track and field, the things that we don't have big time pro sports
Professional
leagues.
sports for. Yep.
And I think World Cup is an outlier because we have a sports team league, but we don't care because our soccer team's not good. The minute our soccer team gets good, then we'll care. Like it's just.
But I mean,
Yeah.
I just want to say this real quick. I do want to celebrate, and I'm going to celebrate because my hitting coach for Venezuela won, and I want to give a shout out to Miguel Cabrera with some tequila because that's what he does. He helps out Venezuela
All he does
with a
is
little tequila action.
hit home runs and drink tequila.
Hey man, Triple Crown winner. When I saw that, it was the best thing ever. You should have lived here. So for Miguel, this is for you, buddy.
All right, man. Shout out to Venezuela, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did.
Props.
They played their hearts out.
Future
If
U.S.
it's
territory.
real, they showed the closing picture last strike. He was crying before he threw the pitch. I mean, that's different. All right, I'm gonna skip down to what something Ron brought up last time. We're gonna give it some airtime. Ron said Isaiah Thomas is the number 1 point guard of all times.
No.
That's what Ron said.
No.
He said it was
no, I did
Zeke,
not.
a long gap, and then somebody else.
Here we go.
That's
Then
what
he
Here we
said
go with the
Magic.
blasphemy.
That's what he said.
Here we
I
go
think
with the
that's what he said.
blasphemy.
So
You're gonna
Ron,
quote me.
this is your stage.
Yeah, man.
Because right now, this Uncle Nearest is kicking in. Because for sure, I know you said Zeke was up there. Who do you think is your top 5 point guards, NBA point guards of all time, Ron?
So we have to first define the role point guard, and we have to have some questions. But I'm gonna go with my top 3. I got Magic. I've got Steph.
You're
got-
in order.
I'm going in order. I've got Magic, Steph, and I got Isaiah.
Magic, Steph, Isaiah.
Right.
I need 2 more.
And then in 2 more, I'm going Oscar Robertson. And my last pick. This is the hardest question here.
If you say Mark Price, you're off the pod.
No. So I've got J Kidd 5.
Okay, you got Kid 5.
I've got J Kidd 5.
So Lance, before you tee up, I want to make sure you know what the 5 he said in order.
Oh, I got it.
You got it.
I got
He
it.
said Magic.
Magic, Steph,
Steph.
Zeke, Big O, and then Kid.
Okay.
I got his
Lance,
5.
Go.
All right, first off, you, last week, when we talked about this, you didn't even have Big O in your list of guards to choose from. Because I have it. I cut it, I pasted it. You had Harden, Kidd, Westbrook, Stockton, Nash, or Shea.
You correct?
I brought up Big O.
You did.
And now...
But I also went back and did research because I was going to have this conversation.
Oh, so you were
So then therefore-
so you were uninformed last week is what you're telling
No,
me.
I wasn't uninformed. I just knew you were about to come with some bullshit, so I need to come out here and check you.
So
therefore, we have to have a lot of questions. Because, see, here's the problem what you try to do. You always try to, anytime that has to do anybody with any team I like, because you notice we don't have one bull that you always have to have questions about, well, hey, is Harden a point guard or is he a 2 guard? And that's a valid question. So then another question we have as well, too, is Jerry West, who played partially a point guard role and he played a 2
first
guard.
off, stop
He's known as
taking
a scoring
my
guard.
whole argument in the
It's not an
conversation
argument.
I had with
All I'm
you
saying is
offline
you
and trying to
you
spin
are
it.
trying to hijack and spin
No.
this whole thing. So therefore, I'm going to beat you to the punch. And before this, see, this is what I
Hijack it
said.
before you try to hijack it.
See, this is the whole thing, 50. So I'm going to come out here and hit you with this 50, 5-0. This is the problem with you. You always try to take certain things. You gave me a chance to do some research. And I'm waiting on the next topic you're going to bring up because I got some research from that too. I even enlisted a few AI aspects of that. And I'm not talking about Allen Iverson. Okay? So you can continue with your blasphemy and I'll sit here and be quiet for a second.
So Lance, just for the record, and I want it on the pod, who are your top 5 point guards?
I've
You
got
got to do order since he did order.
in order Magic,
All right, Magic,
Steph,
sound like you are in agreement.
Big O, Stockton,
Stockton, you're getting egregious now.
and Kid.
And Kid. So, if I was to continue this list, is Isaiah in the top 10?
Nash,
Jesus Christ.
Jerry
This
West,
is getting highly
This is
disrespectful.
rage baiting. This is
Jerry West,
West, Jesus.
SGA.
SGA. Oh,
Westbrook.
Ron is cutting you out the wheel right now.
And then Zeke.
See, oh.
So
If you stay ready,
I'm glad you brought up.
ready, you ain't got to get ready. I don't need to
Good.
do
All right.
research because I got it. I got it all.
Okay, so let me bring up let me address the most egregious thing you ever said in the room. Let me talk about Mr. White Mayo, who shouldn't have been on Dream Team.
You know what?
John
I
Stockton.
forgot. Before Zeke, it was Tony Parker.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up too.
Okay.
So
got
let me
Zeke
talk
the
about the
leopard.
guy who should not been on Dream Team 1. If it wasn't, we all know the Jordan thing, aka John Stockton. All right. So I just did a little career snapshot. I asked a few things with ChatGPT, right?
not
the career
ChatGPT,
leader.
man.
Oh yeah. Isaiah, 19.2 points per game, 9.3, two-time champion, one-time final MVP, leader of the Detroit Pistons dynasty, and a primary offensive engine. Okay? That's what they bring up about that. Stockton, 13.1 points per game, 10.5, he's the all-time assist leader. He also has steals. Two-time finals appearance. Isaiah been there 3 times, won 2, should have won 3, but the Lakers cut a couple checks with the foul at the last minute on that. He's the leader of the Jazz, final engine. The biggest thing they say style breakdown, Isaiah's ball dominant creator, could take over games as a scorer. Elite handle, clutch performer, thrives in chaos, physical play.
I mean,
you
is
think
this,
of a
is this
leader
Ron
and a
Wyatt
closer.
talking, or you? I mean, we all have ChatGPT. What's your?
All I'm saying
what's
is-
your argument?
My argument is there's no way in God's green earth you taking John Stockton over Isaiah if we even had a draft where all these players are in their prime. And you're picking a team. There's no way. And if that's the case, I see why you like the Bulls, because that's how they do the GM after Jerry Krause.
Are you done crying? Because anytime somebody
No.
brings something up against Detroit, you get so irrational.
It's not irrational.
Look how loud
it's not
you
irrational.
are. What's his octave
It's not
right
irrational.
now? How?
No, it's not irrational. It's egregious of what you have said and what are you saying about having Stockton over Isaiah.
All-time
I could
assists
take other
and
players.
steals leader.
Not a winner. Not a winner. He doesn't fucking win.
Ooh. So
He doesn't win. He barely played on Dream Team 1. He shouldn't even been there. The only reason he made it there is because Jordan did not
won a gold
Isaiah.
medal in the Olympics.
So did Christian
He
Laettner.
won a gold medal in the Olympics. Christian Laettner.
So did Christian Laettner.
And he's a winner. He also won a national championship in college. Christian Laettner's a winner.
So did Isaiah did it in Indiana.
Look, Isaiah got his championships when there were 3 good teams in the league.
Okay.
3 good teams in the league.
Well, hold on. If you're going to use that argument, you just said that parity back then when Michael Jordan was in.
Oh, there are 5
wasn't
good
that
teams.
great.
There are 5 good teams. Okay? Big
So
big
five,
difference.
5 is the cutoff.
Big difference.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Big difference.
Rewind the tape. 'cause
It
you
makes the
just said
conference
parity.
semifinals competitive when you got to beat the Charlotte
Oh, okay.
Hornets. Okay.
All right. Was there anybody
okay.
in the East that could have beaten the Bulls back then?
Look,
I mean, the Orlando Magic did.
I'm gonna let your argument. The only thing I'm gonna tell you about the points. The only thing I'm gonna tell you about the points. Stockton had Malone. Zeke did not have a Malone. He's going to defer. Who was Zeke deferring to? Not saying he didn't have other people that could score, but who was Zeke? He had nobody of the offensive caliber of Karl Malone. Nobody. You have to have context. And this is the thing with usually you get this in baseball where people only look at numbers. And you can't just look at numbers with basketball. You have to have context. When you bring up points, there's a reason John Stockton is number 1 in assists. Because he got to pass the ball to Malone. There's a reason. He didn't have that. So you trade off assists for points. But John Stockton is also the all-time leader in steals. Justify that for me. Tell me how John Stockton, number 1 in steals, tell me why that doesn't make him great. Just in that, John Stockton, number 1 in steals. Why isn't Zeke number 1 in steals? Zeke didn't play better defense than Stockton or Kidd. But I digress. You know,
But, he
your list
runs
is
the
your
passing
list.
lane. I mean, yeah, you're right.
No,
My list
stop,
is right.
stop.
We
You
never
didn't
read.
watch basketball if that's what you're telling me.
Oh, I did watch basketball.
6'1",
You trying to tell me
6'1" John
Stockton was
Stockton with a 6-foot wingspan was getting steals and passing lanes? Are you the
So
non-athletic
you're
John
going to sit here and
Stockton?
so you're saying he's a better all-ball defender because he basically doubled down into the post because they had Mark Eaton and Karl Malone. And he got a few steals here and there. He also passed it.
All-time
I
leader.
mean, he did. He is the lead. I will give him the league leader in steals. Okay, fine. But as a true point guard, there is no way.
True point guard
No
that
way.
leads and assists and steals, but he's not a true point guard. I got nothing else to say. Your argument is in circles. You just keep changing it. Your argument's in circles.
I actually think it's quite egregious to have Nash above him, though. I know y'all argue about Stockton. Why Nash above Zeke, though?
So,
Oh,
Zeke
yeah,
ever
take a
win
break
an
for that.
MVP?
The
He won
MVP.
2
though.
NBA championships.
That's not what I asked. Answer the question.
No, I'm saying
you
that
didn't-
that argument.
Yes, he got a
is
Finals
weird.
MVP. When it mattered, when the lights were bright, that's when he won his MVP.
It's not the MVP though. That's not why you picked him.
No, I picked Nash because people think Steph changed the point guard position. Look at what point guards did before Steve Nash, and look at what point guards do after Steve Nash.
So you're
Nash.
saying impact.
Steve
was
Nash is the one that you don't have Curry without Nash. Nash changed point guards, and people are losing his impact because of Steph.
So I'm not arguing that you're wrong about the impact. I'm just saying that's why you.
that is
That's why
why
you picked him above. So you picked Nash above West and SGA and Westbrook and Zeke based on impact.
SGA is incomplete. I think what he's
SGA 's
done,
incomplete.
you're basing off trajectory. Who else did you say? Sorry, I don't have my
I
list.
think you had Westbrook.
Westbrook he's there because of his stats,
Yes,
but only because of his stats.
yeah, he doesn't have any chips to
Yeah,
him.
only
kinda
because
add
of
in
his
there.
stats.
We've had rebounding guards,
Yeah.
point guards before. Magic being the earliest and best example. Okay, we didn't have Chris Paul anywhere on the list, unless Ron, you got him in your next 5, because you stopped at 5. Lance went down to 11, but we didn't give you a chance to do a next 5 because we were talking about the Zeke part. Do you have? Let me just ask this: you don't have to give me your next 5, but do you have Chris Paul in that next tier?
I don't think Chris Paul has the quantified overall impact that other people will have above him. I got Westbrook definitely above him, for sure. Between playoff experience, that way, Chris I think has only been to Western Conference Finals once. He's never made it to the NBA Finals. With that idea, you got a couple people that have a lot more accolades that are over Chris Paul. I'm not saying he's
for your list. Do you have Stockton above Paul?
Stockton over Paul is an easy yes.
Then what
Yes.
you
Do you
signing
have
for?
Nash? Do you have Nash above Paul?
Yes.
Do you have Westbrook above Paul?
Yes.
And clearly you have Zeke. What about
Jerry West.
SGA?
SGA is incomplete, but as of right now, yes, he's over Chris Paul. I mean, already he clears him. The thing about the conversation.
Do you have Tony Parker above Chris Paul?
See, I say no because Tony Parker is a cog.
Championships.
Tony Parker
championships.
was the Derek Fisher of the San Antonio Spurs.
Don't do that.
He played on he was in a cog of a system in San Antonio and got his numbers there, but he wasn't the main focal point. Normally with San Antonio, you really had him, Ginobili, and also Tim Duncan, the greatest power forward of all time. So if you look at it from that perspective, you take Tony Parker and drop him into a situation where Chris Paul played into, it's not going to be the same impact. You put him in Utah, not the same impact. You pop him into a Oklahoma City where it was no Durant, not the same impact with that kind of idea with Tony Parker. He's not that type of guy. He's a system guy.
This is a very dangerous game you're playing. You're doing the trade. If I trade them, that determines who was better. So you're telling me if you put Zeke on the Jazz, they win
Back
championships?
then.
With Karl Malone, yes.
They
he will win a
beat the
championship.
Bulls.
I mean, he's beating Jordan.
He beat Jordan in Jordan's first couple
So
years.
you're saying, hold on. let me
Stockton
take this
was
there.
playing against him when he was
You're saying
going.
take
Well, then
Stockton
hold
out
on.
and put Zeke in.
Yeah. Straight up.
It's
But see,
Zeke,
the problem is, hold on. Here's the
Hornacek.
problem.
Just trade
You
him.
still got Byron Russell over there who's getting cooked.
No, that's not
So-
because that's not what you just did with Chris Paul and Tony Parker. I'm just saying what you just said.
So
with the
here's
two other
in-
people
in
we
that
talked
same
about,
flip.
and you just
hold on,
flip
in
them.
that same flip,
You just flip them.
flip Stockton. You put Stockton in Detroit.
Yeah.
We don't get out of we don't get out of the second round. We don't win championships. The first one we have is 2004. We won't win. There will be no 2 titles. You flip Stockton and Isaiah for your same argument.
Yeah.
We don't have 2 titles.
But
There's
but
no
does
bad
the-
boy Pistons.
But does the
he
Jazz?
don't fit in.
But do the
His
Jazz
ass gets traded.
But do the Jazz get championships? And now and one of the things you got to do with this because they peaked in different times.
Correct.
You got to put peak Zeke in
Zeke.
and peak Stockton in that time frame. So
They overlap
if you
a little
put,
bit.
If you put, I know, but peak. If you put 95 Stockton back in '89, and if you put 89-90 Thomas at 95, those versions.
So you put in peak Isaiah matched with Jeff Hornacek, Byron Russell, Karl Malone, and Mark Eaton.
Mark Eaton.
Are they winning chips?
That was it.
That's the question.
Yeah.
Or chip, because they didn't. put
I
any
will tell you
dip on
this.
the chip.
I agree. I think neither does. But I think the Pistons do better with Stockton than the Jazz do with Zeke.
Yeah, I 100% disagree.
All right. I feel like
I
you
don't-
would. I felt like you would. Now, hold on before you do that. I feel like this goes back to the same thing. I feel like we have some differences with errors that could be a little messing up in there. So, like, if I flipped some of the current point guards and put them back in the late 80s and early 90s, not all of them would do as well.
No, because the rules.
There's a rule that is really
Hand checking.
helping SGA now because they're allowing him a full arm extension. And back then, that full arm extension would have been met with a full elbow to the face.
Elbow,
That-
forearm
that-
to the throat.
That's not allowed now.
and the
Derek
extra
Harper would have hit him.
and the extra steps.
And the extra steps.
Yeah.
They're doing these gathers that wouldn't have landed back then. Now, you got to think elite athletes would have adjusted.
Right.
But one of the things that SGA, for example, is getting away with, he would now have to rely on things that he doesn't have. Steph Curry, the man can shoot from the logo.
Yeah.
I feel like
Literally.
would
That
be,
translates.
that translates. Yes.
He's not defending anybody. He's not locking anybody out, defending
No.
them now. So we wouldn't expect him back then. So he would be an elite BJ Armstrong matched up with Michael Jordan. He'd have been fine.
He'd been a really good.
There's some players that
He'd been
would
a really
translate.
good Del Curry.
I'll
Jason
tell
Kidd,
you-
I think would have translated. He was physical enough. He would have worked.
Yeah.
Stockton obviously would have worked. He's slower though. Would Stockton work in today's era?
No.
Right?
The lack of
So that, I think
athleticism.
there's error things mixed in
Yeah.
there too that probably wouldn't.
I would tell you who probably would cook in this era, though. Like Mark Price, the way he was underrated, can shoot, would cook in this era.
Actually, Ron, that was an alley oop for you.
Yeah, I think I
Isaiah
think
would
he
do
would cook.
fine now.
Isaiah would do nice, but
Isaiah
I
would
think
do
Mark
fine,
Price
yeah.
would cook in this era. Mark Price can shoot. Isaiah can shoot. He was 30.
Isaiah
can
but
shoot.
Isaiah, no. Isaiah could get to the cup and can get to his mid range, and now they can't touch him. That's what I'm saying. I think he would cook now. He wouldn't be a 3-point specialist.
No.
I'm not going to project a new thing on top of him, but he would do well in this era. But I think we got to move on, unless Lance has something else, because I feel like we got to get to the crime.
Yeah,
There's some
this
crime.
is up his Lance Adam.
I did want
And
to
we're
talk
not gonna
about Isaiah
the
Thomas,
orange Cheeto,
29%.
but we got a new crime, a
3-point
different crime.
percentage, but we'll leave that alone.
Was that going to be your new crime? All right, before we get to the crime, Ron, I put you on the clock. Do you have a bet for us?
I do. I think we need to do a round of some of a beverage round or two. We go out. The loser with the worst score has to cover a little tab of a beverage round.
All right. So basically, our bet.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm
Bring
with
too
that.
much madness. That's a cop out. It's real easy, But
All right. Well, if you can come up with a different one,
no, I'm good. I'll take
earn
my double shot.
You got basically the same bracket as Ron.
No, I have Michigan losing.
All right. So, Lance, give us the crime of the week. Hopefully, there's something going on doesn't have Trump on the title of it.
Well,
Since you asked,
not in the title. Y'all, if you've been listening to the podcast, you know that I'm kind of heavy on Threads now. It's my social media go-to. But Threads is really, their algorithm is really weird. On one end, it's kind of great. I see things that I want to see. On the other end, some of these stats don't make sense. And I'm going to tell you one. So y'all know in Virginia, we had this crazy weather. Last week it was 90 degrees, 88, 89, depending on what part of the 804 you were in. And then it snowed the next day. 2 inches of snow the very next day. This past Monday, schools were out because we were just having this crazy twisters. It was supposed to be like Kansas. Didn't happen at all. And I put a post on Threads about the weather. About the weather, y'all. This post got 50,000 views in 2 days. This post got almost 11,000 likes. This post got 47 comments and then was shared and quoted. It was reposted 1,000 times. And it was shared and quoted 37 times about the weather. And it actually kind of Demetrius kind of is. The algorithm works for me. What's the algorithm that makes people see a post about the weather? And why does a post about the weather go viral?
I actually feel like we're in an experiment. Someday somebody's gonna write this amazing book that says we got them niggas. Like I feel like they're teasing us with likes and posts and a whole bunch of retweets, and they're watching our emotions. They're watching our buying habits. Like, oh, he's happier, so now he goes and buys more beard oil and nicer clothes or something. I don't know, right? Because there's no way. I posted one thing and had like 8 words, and it was just like, hey, we're boycotting J. Cole, right?
Bruh, that went crazy.
Right? Went crazy. No context. I didn't even say because of. I didn't put a picture. I didn't put a link. The comments just went crazy.
At least you had Target and J. Cole. You had 2 words that pull.
Buzzwords.
I didn't have those in there.
Yes, you did.
I didn't have that in the title.
No, but it was in the post. You had the word Target and you had J. Cole. Are we canceling J. Cole?
We canceling J. Cole, right?
Oh, that is exactly
right.
the post.
That was it.
Oh, that is right. Yeah.
But you did say that
like,
a week after his
boycott
album
him
dropped.
for what?
So J. Cole was trending. I'm gonna read verbatim what my post said. Verbatim. You tell me what the buzzword that got it. Are we ready?
I'm waiting.
Yep.
I'm gonna write it down.
People mad about all the crazy weather inaccuracies this year. Listen up. Remember when the president cut funding and fired over 1,500 people
Oh, there
from
it
the
goes.
NOAA and the National Weather Service? Coincidence? Is the president?
There it is.
Word president?
President.
That's it.
It's president.
You didn't have to read the rest. You
Yeah.
could have started
You
with
didn't have to read
president.
the rest.
Word
You
president.
didn't even have to say president. You could have said orange man, that
Yeah.
mofo,
And
da da
actually,
da
they're
da.
starting to track like words like rump. So you
Yeah.
take
Yeah.
the
Any
letter
play
out.
on the
Yeah.
word.
Any play on the word? Yeah.
Yep. Nah. So nice try.
Yeah. Yep. Nice one.
Yeah.
Good job. Good job,
Yeah,
man.
it's
The only way you could have made that more viral is if you put the emoji for corn in there because that hits too.
What?
That's a code word for porn.
Oh,
What?
So if you put a corn on the cob,
We're not going to ask why he knows that. We're not.
No, because they can't say porn.
Yeah. We know it's in your algorithm.
I have a bookstore. You want to know what comes up on my feed all the time?
Corn?
Hair videos, women doing their thing, and it's not even books, to be honest. It's weird. But anyway, corn. Put a corn on there next time and see what happens.
this guy.
You went viral, you go double viral.
I'm not doing that, by the way.
I think, like I said, I think it's fake. I think we should leave it.
I'm with
it's
Threads
real.
until they monetize. Once they monetize, that's going to tell me what it's really
Oh,
about.
you're not gonna get your check mark out there? They ain't gonna hit you
No,
monthly for your
Threads,
check mark?
Threads isn't monetized.
Yeah.
Threads is
trying
not
to get it.
monetized.
They're
That's
trying
what I'm
to.
saying. I said once it get, because think of how Facebook changed,
Yeah,
Instagram changed,
yeah.
and Twitter changed. Everything changed, and they're
Changed.
going to monetize.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna happen.
But it's very interesting to
Unfortunately.
see, like, if this was monetized now, would that post go as viral?
no,
And would 50,000 views and 1,000 like would that cut?
No.
Would that give me like $3?
yeah,
Well, what they would do is, now they got you on, they would eventually start giving you as much exposure.
Yeah.
exposure. Yeah.
Because right now, how many followers do you have?
Like 100 and some change.
How are we going viral with 100 followers? I got 300.
The reason I like Threads is because all the other social media sites, I'm interacting with my friends. It's the same people.
Yeah.
Right.
Threads algorithm's completely different. It
Yeah,
doesn't
and
just
you're interacting
feed
with bots.
some of them definitely. Some of them definitely. But you're also, I don't know how the algorithm works, but there's something about the algorithm that intrigues me.
I will tell you one thing that is different. So if you go into your app, and I'm assuming it's the same with all the platforms. If you go into the app, the feed that you're seeing is not the people you're following.
Yeah.
You actually have to
Yeah.
open up the menu to see the people you're following. So you're almost always, first thing you're seeing is stuff that's not people you're following,
Yep.
not people you're connected with. That's very different from other ones, right? They usually show you a mix.
Everybody, yeah,
Right? So your Facebook is almost always people you follow.
Yep.
You go to TikTok, it's like I see yours and I see somebody else's. It's a mix in there. I can separate them out and go to following. But on Threads, it's all people you're not following.
And then you have the communities. Like I follow like Black Threads, Book Threads,
Yep.
804 RVA, Teacher Threads, WNBA Threads. My favorite thread is Dating Threads. Dating Threads
Oh,
is
boy.
hilarious.
oh boy,
I will sit in the bed at the end of the night with my wife, and I will show her the crazy stuff I've seen on Dating Threads. It's kind of a reminder that these streets ain't it.
No.
facts.
You may be mad,
Once
but
I
this
got
is
the
your
first
alternative.
balloon popped, I'm out. Right. All right. Well, listen, I think that's good, man.
It's been an
I think
episode.
We got to wrap here. Good episode. Drink a lot.
Yeah.
Hey, Ron, save me some of that tequila. I want to come over and get
Yes,
some of
sir.
that. For sure, we got a couple things happening in the sports world. I'm sure there's going to be more and more happening. Congratulations to Michael B. Jordan, for example. There's always stuff going on, but for sure, next week starts spring break soon.
Uh-oh.
So we might talk a little bit about that, Ron. Which what you think? Should
I
we
mean,
talk about spring
We should. I mean, from our perspective, so much has changed over the years, But we'll get into that on the next episode.
South Beach. South
Oh,
Beach.
South Beach to your front lawn with your kids. But
with
that's
your
all.
kids in the little baby pool, man.
Yeah, baby pool and outside cut the grass, man. Spring break means it's just grass cutting season. That's all
That's
it really
all it
means.
means. If you ain't put the fertilizer down,
Yeah, gotta get that
already.
pre-emergent,
Hey,
So,
look,
yeah.
man, I look forward to it, man. I appreciate you guys coming on and talking and chopping it up. I think I'm gonna have the pour for next time. This Uncle Nearest is pretty good, single barrel.
Yeah, man.
I look
We
forward
gotta come
to
and
it.
drink some.
If we don't finish it, over
we
the
might have to
weekend.
do that this weekend. We ain't gotta wait till the pod. But look, for sure. If you're not following us, make sure to do that. We are actually pretty funny. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and apparently you need to follow us on Threads.
It's on Threads, yeah.
I'm about to hand the keys over to Lance. It's about to get crazy over there. Make sure to follow us and get your subscribe to us on all the platforms: Spotify, Apple. We're banging in Bangladesh, the Netherlands, Philippines, and Colombia. We got countries now. We're looking forward to seeing y'all over there. But make sure you get your next podcast.
It's just Ron's
episode.
Connect.
Just Ron's Connect. I mean, he can't talk about it, you know, statute of limitations and all. But anyway, maybe he can get us an Uncle Nearest. Oh shit, never mind. Maybe he can get us a Don Julio sponsorship. We'll talk about the Uncle Nearest next time. But until next time, man, y'all guys have a good time. Hopefully y'all have a good day drinking some brown liquor. But we'll see you next time on the pod.
See ya.